What's up, y'all? It's your boy Niner Faithful. How's everybody doing? Hope everyone is having a legendary holiday week. Happy New Year. Welcome to 2021, to 2020. Good riddance. Hope we never see you ever again, right? I think I could join all the empire in saying that. But we're going to keep this episode short today. But just wanted to go over the injury report for the game. Richard Sherman's out. Brandon Ayuk's out. Jimmy's out. Javon Kinlaw's out. Jimmy Ward's out. Jordan Willis is out. K'Wan Williams is out. Navarro Bowman. I just saw 53 and thought Navarro Bowman. Mark Nazacha is out. K'Wan Williams is questionable. Travarius Morris questionable. Emmanuel Mosley is questionable. And yeah, so that's what we're facing. I mean, basically, you could tell Shanahan was just so ready for the season to be over. I mean, I think we all are. It's been a crazy season, but you know what? I'm proud of my football team because I think we all should be proud of our football team because, you know, they did not quit this year. It had been easy for the players to pack it in and say, hey, this is just not our year. But all season you talked about hearing players talk about how the playoffs are still a possibility. And I think they really believed that if we would have got Jimmy and Kittle-Corn back earlier, or, you know, if we would have had a few less injuries, I really do believe that we would have made the playoffs. I mean, we have a chance of being here 7-9. And if you would have told me we lost Nick Bosa, we lost Raheem Mostert, we lost Jimmy, we lost George Kittle, we lost Solomon Thomas, D Ford, Jimmy Ward for a couple games. I mean, obviously that's been more towards when the season was over, but, you know, we lost all these players. And look, D Ford and Jimmy Ward, I said, were the keys to the defense this year. Like, really, essentially, really the team. Like, obviously, we all know Nick Bosa and Fred Warner are the best players and most important players on defense, but I thought that what changed us into a Super Bowl caliber defense and what changed us into one of the best defenses in the NFL was Jimmy Ward playing like he did last year and D Ford screaming off the edge on third down. You know, I really thought that that's what changed our defense and changed us from a good football team to an elite Super Bowl caliber team last year. And so, you know, that, man, I've just an amazing job. I tip it to the cap to all the coaching staff, to all the, you know, scouts, the position coaches, just everybody in the Niners this year. I am so proud of the red and gold this year. It has been a rough, difficult season, but my football team didn't quit. And that's why I don't quit. That's why everybody, oh, you're going to watch the game? Of course I'm going to watch the game on Sunday. Why? Because my football team ain't quitting. They're standing on that field, right? Did they say, oh, the season's over, there's no point in even playing this game? Fuck no, bruh. My football team's on the field. I'm going to be on my TV watching that shit. And you know what? I expect everything out of anybody who calls themselves faithful. Seriously, like, to not watch a game? Are you serious? Man, like, we're going to do on next week's episode of Niner Faithful Radio, we're obviously going to go back to one episode a week, probably. We might do two. But, you know, we're going to get into things that I learned, and there's a lot of things I learned, and the questions I have about some of this fan base, definitely part of it. But I think, obviously, this is the Niner Faithful Radio, Niners Shecocks preview, so we're going to get into a little bit of the game. But I thought it was very important to say that about the Niners this year because, you know, it's not the season none of us expected. Look, when I made these Revenge Tour 2020 t-shirts, this is not how I thought the season was going to go. You know, I'm going to be straight up 100 with y'all. I don't think that's none of us. I legitimately thought we were going to win the Super Bowl this year. I really did. Or at least make the NFC Championship game. I at least thought that we would be playing in the NFC Championship game. And if you told me maybe it was in New Orleans or like Green Bay or something like that, and it was a snow game and things like that, I'd be like, okay, fine. We would probably lose that game. I mean, the team has historically never really won on the road in the playoffs. So, matter of fact, to believe Bill Walsh's only win on the road in the playoffs was the '88 NFC Championship game against the Bears. I believe that's the only road game we won under Bill Walsh's tenure as head coach. So it is important this week to beat the Shecocks. Why is it important to beat the Shecocks? Because it's always important to beat the fucking stupid ass fucking. I'm sorry, y'all. Breathe, T. I'm sorry, but like y'all know, anybody who listens to the show, you know I can't stand that team. I can't stand their piece of shit fan base. I definitely can't stand Russell Wilson's bitch ass. You feel me? No, I'm gonna put him on. Oh, bruh. To me, we're gonna get into how I feel about Ronald Blair. I think that the time as a Niner might be done, and if it is, I want to tip my cap to Ronald Blair just off the GP that this last play as a Niner was sacking Russell Wilson, and I'm still mad that we lost that game because Ronnie Blair deserved going out better than that. I mean, anybody who listens to the show knows that I am a huge supporter of Super Blair, and I think he's one of the most underrated Niners on the team. I really do. But it's just his versatility is amazing. But, also having the only team in the division with the winning record, that's important. What's the most important thing to do? What do any person who's a football fan, coach, analyst, or whatever, what is the number one thing that you want to do in a football season? You want to win your division. You want to beat your division. You want to have a winning record in the division. That is the easiest, fastest path to the playoffs. And obviously the Niners aren't making the playoffs, but that's important to know that look, dude, we can compete against our division. I still believe when healthy, we are the best team in this division, and I don't think it's particularly close. I mean, obviously the Shecocks are a good team. They have a better defense than what they showed earlier in the season. And, Russell Wilson is a good quarterback. I don't think he's an elite quarterback, but he's a good quarterback. I mean, you could definitely do worse than Russell Wilson, but, I don't respect a quarterback that loses at the 1 yard line. Russell Wilson's, has never beaten the 1 fucking yard line. And so, another reason why I feel that Pete Carroll's an overrated coach. That last year, think about this. Let's be honest. Okay, we're the faithful. It's been over a year. We could be honest. We should have lost that week 17 last year in Seattle. I think that's very clear. That's a game that 9 times out of 10, 99 out of 100 times, we lose that game. That was an amazing play by Dre Greenlaw. But let's be real. Why did they lose that game? They lost that game because of the delay of game penalty. You know what I'm saying? And what do you mean Marshawn Lynch comes onto the field without his helmet? Man, that's a coaching issue, bruh. That I put that straight. I would say the exact same thing if it was Kyle Shanahan. I'd be like, that's a freaking coaching issue. You know what I'm saying? And that's an issue. How are you gonna throw the ball from the 1 yard line? Seriously. Like, obviously Kyle Shanahan does it, but it's the Super Bowl. Like, you're really gonna do that, man? And you got Marshawn Lynch in your backfield? Man, I thought we should have gave the ball 4 times in a row from Frank, and we were at the 3 yard line. I would have still gave the ball to Frank 4 times in a row and said, Frankie G, get us our championship. By the way, big shout out to Frank Gore. What can you say about him? Most games in the NFL history as a running back. I mean, the man's only missed, I believe it's 16 or 17. I know for a fact it's at least 16, but it might be 17 games since he's missing this one. But still, to play 16 years in the NFL and you've only missed the equivalent of 1 season, dude, there's players that have barely played in the NFL that have missed more games than Jimmy's missed more games. And the 3 seasons he's been with the Niners as our starter, he's made more games than Frank Gore's missed in his whole entire career. That's how gangster Frankie G is. That's why I call him Frankie Gangster. Because you can't you'll never convince me that Frank Gore isn't one of the best running backs in NFL history. Is he the best? No. I think that there's a couple running backs that you would take, Bo Jackson, Barry Sanders, Walter Payton, maybe even you'd probably take Emmitt Smith before Frank Gore. But I think that he's definitely in the top 5 to top 10 of running backs of all time. And he's definitely a first ballot Hall of Famer. And if Frank Gore does not get into the Hall of Fame, I will forever protest the Hall of Fame until he's in. Because we cannot do Frankie G like they've done, Roger Craig. Roger Craig deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Roger Craig is a Hall of Famer. But we all know that. But to not allow Frank Gore in, that's like blasphemy, dude. But so back to the Shecocks. Yeah, so I really hate them, bro. Like, I can't stand listening to the 1 and 2s all offseason talking about how they swept us. And it was a fluke last year, and Jimmy ain't no, bro. We got to go in there. We got to punch them in their mouth. Straight up. Like, I don't want to hear how the season's over. I don't want to hear one fucking thing about no draft pick. Man, I don't give a fuck about no draft pick. You really think that if Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch want a quarterback, they're not going to go get that quarterback? Man, nigga, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get the quarterback we want. We're going to get the player that we want. John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan are going to make sure of that. Obviously, it would be easier, higher in the draft. You know, not at currently where we sit at 15. The lowest we can get is 16. So obviously it's easier if we were in the top 10, but man, I don't give a damn, bro. There's one thing that you can't have the mentality on your football team and on your organization that it's okay to lose. Like, where the fuck has our standard gone for this team? Bro, this is the greatest organization, greatest franchise in NFL history, and we're okay with them losing a division game to a division rival, our top division rival next to the Yams? Are you serious? Man, this is why I question the fan base. When people really say it'd be better if we lose. Fuck no, it's never better to lose a game. I'm sick and tired of losing. I hate losing. It hurts me physically and emotionally when this football team loses. But I lived through the 2000s. I've been all that. I watched us be 0-9. I watched us lose 13 games in a row. I'm not going through that shit again. I expect every time my football team to step on that field, I expect us to win. And if you don't have that mentality, then I question your faithfulness. People question my faithfulness. Nah, if you don't want that football team to step on the field and win, I question your faithfulness. Anyway, I'll see y'all next week. I'm going to get off this. It's been a bad New Year so far, so that's probably why I'm a little grouchy. But, you know, and y'all know I get in my dark place when it gets this close to game time. Like, I don't know. It's a different mentality when we play the Shecocks, bro. And it's been a rough season for all of us, a rough year. And we're happy to end it. Let's go end it on a dub. You know what I'm saying? Let's go into the off season with a little bit of positivity. You know, and I don't want to hear how it doesn't matter. You think in 80, when we came back, which is still the greatest comeback in NFL regular season history, when Joe came back against the Aints in 80, you don't think that had an effect on 81? You don't think that gave the players confidence? Dwight Clark talked about how for the rest of the career, the Niners believed that they were never out of a game because of that game. If we walk in there, all odds against us, without Trent Williams, without Debo, without Jimmy, without Javon Kinlaw, without Nick Bosa, if we can go in there and smack them in the mouth, that gets in their head, bruh. They start thinking, oh, damn, man, maybe the Niners really are legit. Yeah, that's right, we are. So go in there, get this dub by any means necessary. I shall see y'all on Tuesday for Niner Faithful Radio season/Shecocks review. Or I'll see y'all Sunday for Niner Faithful Radio pregame. Till then, faith, love, and happiness. Go Niners.